What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another 5 minutes of faith. And today's verse is Luke chapter 9, verse 23. And I'm excited to dive into this verse, especially if you're somebody who is new when it comes to your relationship with God and trying to get that back on track where you want it to be. There's a lot of great things we're going to take away from this, and I'm going to break it down I've kind of sectioned it off, and we're going to go through each section real quick and really kind of bring this verse alive for you. And then ultimately, my goal for you is obviously to help you reestablish and rebuild that relationship with God. But really, through these 5 minutes of faith, give you something to take away and to go and apply and start helping you build that relationship with God. So Luke chapter 9, verse 23 reads this. Then he said to them all, "If anyone wants to come with me, he must deny himself, take up his cross daily, and follow me." Okay, let's go back to the top of the verse and focus on 3 words. If anyone wants. I want you to think about that. If anyone wants. Jesus is saying here, hey, this is up to you. You get to choose whether you follow me or not. And that's the beautiful part about being human, why I love who Jesus is, who God is, and how he designed this whole concept of having a relationship with him, because it's not forced. You don't have to do this. I don't have to do this. This is a decision that you make, which makes it, when you understand it from that context, it really helps us get a sense of how powerful and real this relationship can get, because it's a decision that we are making. It's nothing that is forced on you. And if this is something that from your past that has been forced on you, number one, I apologize that you had to go through that. But number two, that's not biblical. It's not something you have to do. It is your choice. And we see that right here. If anyone wants. Now let's keep going. If anyone wants to come with me, let's pause right here. Come with me. With being the main focus of this second part. That means if this is something you do choose, you're not going through it alone. You're not by yourself. You have Jesus, and I kind of picture this for myself, walking side by side with me as I'm going through life and trying to understand who he is more and build that relationship with him. Now, it is super beneficial, super valuable for you to be a part of a church, then get a part of a small group, have some kind of accountability when it comes to reading scripture and building up your relationship with him. Absolutely, that's super helpful. But at the end of the day, even if you don't have that, you do have him. He says right here, if anyone wants to come with me, okay, do this together. So that's super powerful. Let's move on. If anyone wants to come with me, he must deny himself, take up his cross daily. So now what we're doing is we're getting commands. We're getting more of a blueprint, so to speak, of what this looks like to follow Jesus. And let's break down these 2 concepts. Point number 1 when it comes to what we should do, or this blueprint. Number 1 is he must deny himself. So what does deny himself mean? What that means is in Romans, it talks about how we have a constant battle internally of our flesh and the spirit that lives within us. And over time, I'm just paraphrasing right now, but over time, whatever we give into the most, that eventually is what is going to take over. Again, free will. So we have to understand that Jesus is saying here, like, hey, if you choose to do this, great. But if you're going to do this, you got to deny yourself. The things that you just want for you, that glorify you, that raise you up, that make your name high, everything that makes Stefan cool, great, and popular, if that's what you're pursuing, you have to deny yourself. Because at the end of the day, it's not about me. It's about Jesus and what he did on the cross for me and for you. And so that's super important to understand, that as we're going through this journey and rebuilding that relationship with him, step 1 is to deny ourselves, because we're going to have, if we don't do that, those are going to be things in the way selfishly that we want for ourselves, whether it's attention, love and affection, in the context outside of marriage, right? And like doing things like alcohol, drugs, all these things, like serving ourselves, doing things to make ourselves great and feel good. If we live life that way, it's going to essentially kind of block our ability to really connect with God, because our flesh can't connect with God, but our spirit can, right? So we have to deny ourselves. Let's move on to this next part, is take up your cross daily. Now, as Jesus was on his way up to be crucified and to die for me and for you, he had to physically carry his wooden cross. I can't remember the dimensions and how tall it was, but it was big, it was heavy, straight up wood. So heavy, and he was struggling so much that there was actually someone who got called out of the crowd to help him carry it the rest of the way. Now, what he's saying here is after you deny yourself, you got to take up your cross. And I picture Jesus going up the hill with this cross on his back. Like, it was hard. It was heavy. It wasn't convenient. It wasn't comfortable. That is a representation of the life that we are striving to live when it comes to this relationship with him. It's heavy. It's not comfortable. It's not easy. It's not convenient. So he's telling us, hey, deny yourself and do what's hard, right? Do what's challenging. Go against the grain of what everybody else is doing and be different. And you can do that. And we can even go back up here because it says, if anyone wants to come with me, hey, you're not doing this hard thing alone. Again, have community, have church, have accountability, have those things because that will help. But at the end of the day, you're not doing this alone. When you're struggling, when you're tempted, when you're challenged, you can go to him and he's with you along this journey. One more part I want to look at, it says, take up his cross daily. Now, this is very important because what this gives us is an understanding that this isn't something you do once and then it's just easy from there. It's a cakewalk. It's a ride in the park. It's super easy. That's not true. Every single day you have to make decisions. Every single day, just like in your job, in your relationship, in your health, like you have to decide to do the right thing in order for it to grow and develop the way you want it to. Same thing here with your faith. It has to be something that you practice and that you focus on daily. And you can do it because you have the strength and you have the power, not within yourself, but the power and the strength that Jesus can provide you with. And he will do that once you fully commit. So I hope this verse was helpful for you. Hope you save it. I hope you go back and read this again. Again, it's Luke chapter 9, verse 23. It's a great verse to really sink your teeth into and get a good understanding from it. But I really hope this video was helpful for you in order to do so. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment below. If I can help you in any way, please do. But I love you. I'm thankful for you being here, and I'll see you on the next video.